What's up, people? Today's video is just gonna make a rant about like basically how just because like as you can see this image right here, where the keep automatically thinking that just because something is colorful, that automatically means it's for children. Basically, things like this where you'll hear people thinking that just because it's got like a certain cover or just because of how it looks, or whatever, or setting, it's like they automatically assume it's for children. My thing is, it's like, why is it automatic? Why is all that fun stuff have to be specifically aimed at children? Not everything, just because it has certain things that look cute or whatever, it doesn't automatically mean it's for children. I mean, like, for example, for this scene, it's supposed to be from a kid, or from well, supposed to be called a kid's movie, but it's just that I just think this is just kind of ridiculous for the most part.
That is clearly aimed towards kids. It's not, yes, they're going to be adults seeing it, but the movie, just like the Mario movie, is aimed towards fucking kids.
Like, for example, when you look at it, because it really saddens me when I see folks, just because something looks a bit colorful, or just because something has some certain like colorful themes in it, that automatically means it's for kids. When watching the Sonic movie so far, if you guys did it just come to your mind that, oh, this is just for children? Like, I saw that it was a overarching story that was aimed at towards everyone. I didn't look at it specifically like this is just for the kiddies and the adults are just gonna find this boring. Like, I didn't look at it that way when I first saw it. I didn't feel that with the first Sonic movie. I certainly didn't feel that way with the third one either. Because it sounds like we're still living in an age where people still thinking that just because certain things have, more meaningful color, or is like, like they're aiming, like they are going towards another tone or colorful tone, but then they're still aiming it towards children. Like, I'm getting kind of tired of the whole, oh, all the fun shit goes to children, all the serious shit go to adult. Like, I'm getting kind of tired of that shit. We shouldn't be still be going through this shit when we're in a different age, for example. Because, like, if you want to talk about something for kids, like, for example, now this show, there's a superhero girls, is like, now this is aimed specifically at children, because there's no real stakes. Anyone who's seen this, or at least anyone who's seen it out of the show or whatever, there's no actual stakes in this show, and it is all cute. And that this is for kids. Like, I can clearly say, okay, this is strictly for children. And then there's another DC show I forget the name of, but it's called like Justice League Action or something like that. Now that too, I can also say, okay, yeah, that's pretty much aimed at children, because there's no real stakes, there's no dark themes. Because, I mean, we can, because like I said, because what I was gonna say is, like, my thing is that you can still have colorful themes, but it can still be for adults. Just because something like the Mario movie, and the reason I put this poster, because I'm betting that he thinks a Sonic movie is just for kids. Like, it's not specifically aimed at the children audience. The shit is for a much broader audience too. Like, you can still have things look colorful, but like I said, it doesn't have to necessarily be for children. Like I said, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we need to quit limiting every cute little thing, every fun little thing, or anything that's colorful, and then we keep limiting it to the children audience and acting like, oh, only the adults do only serious shit. There's a balance. There's a balance between those two things. You can still have things be colorful and be serious. You can still have things be, you know, have some different kinds of themes, but it can still be, serious or dark. It doesn't have to necessarily be just for children. And don't think like the guy in the video. Sorry about that. The guy in the video, I like his videos, but like, there's certain things where I see it. There's certain people still think a certain way. For example. Like, for example, when we first saw it announced and watched the show Arcane, did anyone just think, oh, this is for kids just because it's got look more colorful and stuff and CGI animated, just like the Mario movie? Like, even this movie with the Predator CGI animated, just because it's got like a good visual and animated, all it means is automatically children. I can guarantee you this shit is not for children at all. Even this show, although I'm pretty sure some of you, well, a whole lot of you aren't going to be familiar with it, but this one too, it's got mature themes. Just because it looks like it's cutesy doesn't make it for kids. That, like, even when I was watching this, it didn't cross my mind, oh, this is just for children. No, because there's real stakes, there's blood, there's death, and then we do dark things. But again, this isn't aimed at children's. This isn't something that would say, oh, that's just aimed at children. Like I already showed you with the DC superhero girls, It's like, now that's basically aimed at children because there's no real stakes, it's just cutesy and stuff. But this doesn't have any of that. This is focused on some serious stuff. And it just pains me when I see that there's still some people who still kind of think like, oh, just because something's cutesy, oh, that makes it for kids. Like, it really doesn't make it for kids. Like I said, you can still have colorful themes, but that doesn't make it specifically aimed at children. And this show, like I said, I like it because I mean this is one of the shows that I like because, like I said, this is for everyone. Like I said, is focused more on adult themes, but like I said, when watching it, I'm not thinking this is just for children. And like I said, it has mature themes. And like I said, you can still have something that looks like this and still have it be for adults. You can still have stuff that look like the other examples. But again, just because it has a colorful theme, that doesn't automatically mean this for children. And like I already said, like you have some people that are still on that thing about. Sorry about that. You still have some people that's on that thing about like, all because of the presentation, oh, that's for a younger audience. When I'm like, no, it's not. When you especially include other themes where I'm like, because you put actual, you know, very, I guess I'll say very like mature themes and things that are clearly like not like cutesy, then at that point, that's not really for children. That's an adult show. I mean, just like the show Watch Right Now, Dragon Prince, like even that show, I don't consider that a kid's show because there's actual stakes. Like there's actual themes, but I don't look at it like it's just for children. Like I said, what will be just for children to me is when the show is just cutesy and ain't got no real things going for it other than just, it's sunshine, rainbows, and oopsie. Not guys actually getting mutilated or kidnapped, racketeering, and tortured. And then you're calling that for children. Like, oh, that's just specifically aimed at children. That doesn't make it specifically aimed at children. I don't even look at this shit. Like I said, the only time I can tell when something is that way is when I see that shit ain't got no real stakes. Then that's when I know, like, okay, yeah, this is not a, this is a kid show. Not, oh, this shit looks cutesy, the theme looks cutesy, even though the show itself, once you get into it, you'll see it's not like true like that. But it's just we still have some people that still think this way, and we need to be pushing the narrative of like shit can still be colorful but be for adults. And so I'm talking about that, enough of the lightheartedness and just have only serious themes. And I'm like, no, there's a balance. Adult stuff doesn't have to be mainly serious shit. The shit can have a balance of being lighthearted and being serious. People miss the point. Sorry about that. People miss the point that I made this rant a little bit longer than I wanted to. That people miss the point that you can still have shit be, light, but then you can have seriousness combined with it. You can still have some light moments and have that seriousness combined with it. It's not a one-way street, and people think like that too, rigged in their way of thinking. You can still have those themes. It's not just because this shit looks, and seems cute, it doesn't automatically make it for a child. A lot of times, like I said, like I show you with the high fairyland shit, these are the same dudes that would look at that cover and assume that's for a child and so they read the damn thing and realize this ain't for a child. Hell, people, not just people, but even some comments I've read, or they said this would make a nice Adult Swim show, and I actually agree it would make a nice Adult Swim show. Not this, but the other thing I was showing, I hate Fairyland thing. Like that shit. That's not what you think it is. Anyone who would automatically assume that they're gonna be in for a big ride, because like I said, certain things have a theme, but it's not specifically for a only younger demographic. Just because, like, my point is that just because something is cutesy or seems cutesy, that doesn't automatically means for a younger demographic. And then we have people who will still think like this. Oh, that's for a child. Oh, this is a bit. I'm like, this has mature themes in it. That's not for a child. Would you call a movie that has kidnapping and torture meant for a younger audience? That shit is not for a younger audience. And it just gets annoying when there's a product come out and then there's still hell, even in the animation department for awards, even for that, for like movies, they still think that's for children, with the exception of Disney, because Disney has a reputation, although nowadays their reputation ain't the same. But yeah, even for that, like animation, they act like, oh, that's just for children, you know when there's a lot of shows, despite having a lot of shows, despite having a lot of movies where you have adult themes in this in animation, and it can be cutesy, but they're just kind of disregarding that fact, and we need to move forward from this shit. That way, some of the old generation you see, and some folks who act like Comic Con is for people who don't want to, grow up or whatever from their perspective. But really and truly, it's just to be on cultures connected, and really and truly, Comic Con is for people to like share, advertise their work, make money. I feel like, especially getting autographs and showing their work, showing their product to the world instead of it just being how they think about it. But anyway, that's just my thoughts on that because it's just ridiculous that we still have people who still think like this. And like I said, and I don't just mean the dude I showed in that video specifically. I'm talking about like just people, some folks in general, where it's like that shit can still be for adults despite it looks seeming cutesy. Like I said, it's just the theme. They mistaken the theme for that, and then they just automatically jump to kids shit, even though it's not really kids shit. So I'm like, because Dragon Prince, that shit has some dark themes in it, but I wouldn't call that for just because like my thing is like just because it's cutesy, that doesn't automatically mean it's aimed at children. That's like kind of almost like Bane's point for these guys because that's what they would automatically assume. Oh, that's aimed at children. That's not aimed at children. That's aimed for everybody, and it is aimed for like an adult theme thing. Or yeah, I could say like it has more of an adult theme to it, not a oh that's just only for children. That's it. There's more to it than that. It just gets annoying when everybody keeps assuming just because something looks cutesy or just because when you hear the name Mario movie, like I said, who when watching the Sonic movie thought that oh this is just specifically aimed at children? Who watching the Super Mario movie thought oh this is just specifically aimed at children? Who like I said who even looking at Arcane, watching Arcane automatically thought oh this is for children? Like I said, that shit it can still be colorful and be for adults. It doesn't have to be specifically for children. That's just my rant, I guess. So, like, subscribe. And before I go, I just want to say real quickly that, like I said, it's ridiculous that you saw some people still think like this. Oh, it's just for children. Just because the shit, basically, because they think the brand. I mean, okay, let me get this on my chest real quick. For example, the Sonic brand, especially when they do the comics, the Sonic brand, the Mario brand, that's not specifically aimed at children. That's for everyone. Everybody plays Sonic. That doesn't matter what age you're at. Everybody plays Mario. It doesn't matter what age you're at. It's not a kid's thing. That's an everybody thing. I guess I'm just getting irritated because people act like that shit is just for a child only when I'm like, that's not for a child only. And then they're treating it as such, and it just kind of irritates me because I'm like, for example, IDW Sonic Comics, and I did one review of one. Like, the entire comic run itself, that's for everybody. Like, for example, when looking at Sonic franchise itself and Mario, when I look at that, like, because like unless we're talking about Dora Explorer or something like that, that shit's not really a kid product. That's more of like an everybody product. Just like Mario, that's an everybody product. And I'm all for like wanting to do more shit about it. Why do you think folks do that shit? But like I said, this is just the age of like people still moving forward from that way of thinking, like, oh, that's just for children, or oh, that's for adults who don't want to grow up. But really and truly, it's just people are getting to innovate, share ideas, and then get to push the narrative forward to where it's not looked at like it's just only for a child, to where it's an everybody thing, not a specific younger demographic thing. And then when you do a product that then they automatically, some folks like that automatically assume that that's just for the kiddies, and like it's really not, especially when this generation doesn't really know anything about that shit. So I'm like, that's not made like a Door Explorer shit. This is for everybody. Like I'm making this shit a little bit longer than I wanted to, but yeah. Like I said, my point stands, and like you can still have shit be colorful and have a lore, but it doesn't have to be specifically aimed at a child. First of all, like I said, I'm just thinking of everything. I'm thinking of all the fun being aimed at the children, and then the shit for like the serious shit, like oh that's only for adults. No, it can be a balance. There's a balance. The shit can be fun, but it can also be for adults too. I guess that's me saying screw the old generation, but yeah, the shit can still have balance. It can still be fun, still a little colorful, but it can be for adults too. But that doesn't make it a kid product. Like I said, the DC superhero girls shit, that's a kid product because there's no real stakes and it's cutesy. And same goes for the Justice League action show. That's the name of it. Like now, those are kid shows because they truly don't have any actual stakes. It's just all silliness. But when the moment the shit has dark themes, and I'm talking about real dark themes, yeah, then it's not a kid show anymore. So You can't keep taking something cute and then have their limbs get chopped off, clearly with blood, and then saying, "Oh, that's for a child." No, that's not for a child, bro. Like I said, when watching the Mario movie, watching the Sonic movie, watching, um, like I said, Arcane, when watching those shows, what comes to my mind is not this is a kid's product, because it clearly ain't no damn kid's product specifically aimed at no. So that's my rant on this shit. So now let me just officially say goodbye for this video gets longer than I originally intended to already. Like, subscribe, and see you guys later. Peace.